Welcome back, everybody. In this video, we're gonna be continuing where we left off again. So we're gonna be working on the combat system a little bit more, and I worked on some stuff already that I will show you. Mostly it's still with the game feel, other stuff, and let's go. Okay, the first thing I implemented was uh, applying torque when we are using the knockback system, which makes whomever that got hit by one of these bullets, either mine or the enemies, rotate around a bit. Let me show it to you on me first. As you can see, and I get hit, I rotate around a bit. This also applies to him, and well, sometimes he has to do some fast rotations, and if it's like 180 degrees, it can do a flip. I'm just trying to show it to you right now, but sometimes if it's aiming at me, it's kind of locked the rotation, so it doesn't apply that much. But besides that, as you can see, it's making the hits feel way more impactful when it's just also applying some torque. Okay, now previously, when we were killing enemies, I just removed them from the game when their health dropped down below zero, and it looked like they just blinked out of the game or disappeared, which was not satisfying. And to make it more satisfying, I'm working on animations and some effects. Currently, I think I come to some combination. It's gonna be the same effect for all of the and same animation for all the starships, and I'm gonna make a custom one for our main ship. And let me just show you this, starting with the animation. Give me a sec. And there it is. So it looks like it's taking some hits and then it shrinks. And let me just show it to you now. Take hit one, hit two, and it shrinks to disappear. And this is in loop right now, but after the shrinking, it's gonna be destroyed. And this is also gonna be in tandem with the effect. Let me just play the effect. So it looks like that, and boom, some explosion. So let me show you how that looks inside the game. And as I told you, I'll show you the effect for all of the three ships. And here we got one down. It rotates, it sparks, and it dies. For the blue ship, as you can guess, the colors are gonna be bluer than the green ship, as you can see. Rotates, and boom. And for the red ship as well. And here, oh, it's just spawned right next to me apparently. So it has a little bit more health. It spins around, and boom. I think that looks way more satisfying when we're killing enemies. I'm not sure if it's like too much bright colors when enemies die, or how many enemies are gonna die like in a minute in the game to see like how is it like blocking the vision of the player. But we'll determine when we get to more game components. Okay, so we see what happens to our enemies when they get utterly destroyed by great skilled players. But now the $1 million question is, what happens to us when we die? And that is a pretty deep question. But as long as we're speaking about what happens to us in the game that I'm working on, I can tell you exactly what. I'm planning on going for this system shutdown wipe. And I'm achieving this, or at least hoping to achieve this, using the animations and the particle systems. Let me show you the animations first. I'm going to show you this separately, and even though they're going to be run simultaneously. The animation started, and it will look a little bit funny, I know, because it's looping right now, and it's not a perfect loop because I'm not planning to loop this animation. And right now, as you can see, it's flailing around, and this is showing that the ship is getting out of control. The balance systems and the navigation systems are getting out of control, and the lights are flickering, and that is showing that we're losing power. And I'm emphasizing on this losing power part by using the particle systems to, throw some sparks from the ship out to the space, as you can see right now. And this is, showing that we got hit in some place that where we should not have gotten it. And right now it's gonna be like the ship is toast. So let me show you what happens to the ship in the video game, and while the animations will play simultaneously. Right now I'm getting hit. We're fighting valiantly, and the screen ship is not messing around. And if it continues like this, and if it does not miss the right next shots, I will be dead, as I said. And the animation played and ended pretty fast. It's not a glorious animation. And after the animation is over, we can see that we turn into some ragdoll or like a cold hunk of metal in the space floating around, ending, and we're getting shot and getting bullied by our enemies endlessly. It's a pretty sad and lonely ending now that you mention it. And you can see, that after this is the end of the road, and the player realizes that they gotta restart the game. Finally, the last thing that we worked upon on this video, this glowy thing that you can see around our ship right now. Let me zoom in on this a bit for you guys so you guys can see it better. And you see there's like an afterglow around our ship, and it will sometime grow pretty bright, so the player will definitely see it's there. And usually it's kind of like uh, not so eye-catching. And I did this intentionally. I felt like I don't want it to be like too distracting. If we want, we can make it something like this, and we will know that we have this thing around our ship always. But I feel like that is too distracting, and I'm not like the shields are not making the hitboxes bigger, so this will make it look like it's making the hitboxes bigger, and I don't want it to look like that at all. And so I'm just bringing it back to its original size, and it will glow from time to time to show the player that things are fine if we take one hit, but we probably still shouldn't. But it's fine if we do because we have a shield active. And I told you that we can make it pretty close to the background, this color. So let me close the looping for the shines, and let me get a little bit uh, different colors, and we can see after like fiddling with the shader a bit, we are kind of cloaked, and we can like fly around, and we still have the tail lighter zone, so the cloaking does not make much sense in this position. But let me just also get this so we can see the ship better. It's a little bit silly thing that I found out that we can do, and I'm not planning on using this in the game because it will be kind of silly if we can't see our spaceship. It will be pretty difficult to dodge the bullets that are coming at us. So let me go back to how it used to be. And yeah, and let me start to glow again. And yes, and we have the indicators for the shield is there, and we will have a UI, and we can look at how many tanks, how many hit we can tank with the shield, and if the shield is active and whatever from the UI as well. But it's good to have like visual indicators. And when we like take a hit, and I feel like we're gonna be most looking at our character when we play the game, because that's how usually the bullet hells should be played in my mind. We will have this indicator to show that this hit was tanked by the shield, and we did not receive like damage to our ship by making the ship go pretty bright and then dissipating back. And this will pretty much just tell the player that the shield released some energy to block the hit, and after that the shield might actually just deplete, and then it will stop glowing, and there will be no afterglow as well. Let me bring it back. And after the shield regenerates, we can see that from the UI as well. It will do this tiny animation where it looks like it's reforming the shield back up, and it will tell us the shield is regenerated when we see that happening. And then it will start back to glowing, so we can also see that as well. And let me start the game. And here you see that we take some hits, and we take another hit there. But the one with the shield was tanking the damage, the first damage, and the second damage we took it. And right now our shield regenerates every 10 seconds, and originally it's gonna be like 2 minutes. So since we have a shield, we can tank one more hit. So I just wanted to show it to you guys. I guess that's pretty much it. Shields are pretty simple stuff to explain. So let me get rid of this guy. And I know I told you guys I was going to be working on this wave system this week, but I felt like these were pretty important to work upon. So the waves and the actual gameplay would make more sense to try it out and test it out afterwards. So it's going to be for the next video, and I hope I will see you guys in the next video as well. Goodbye.